Okay, so we got a problem with this proximity sensor. Oh, it's a bad cable. Only works when you put it in a certain position. So we got to change the cable. We're gonna have to cut it here and put on a new connector over here. These are the connectors. Gives you how many pins there are for what type of sensor. Okay. All right. So since we're gonna cut it, be sure to turn off the power, or else you're going to short out the wires. And we don't want that because it's connected to the PLC. You'll fuck it up. You'll fuck up the PLC, and then you gotta change out. Go ahead. All right. Okay, see? We got 4 colors. So we got to line up. You could also check, verify that this pin is going to the right terminal. So I'll show you how to do that, how to verify it's going to the right. Just in case you don't have a schematic. I gotta get some smaller leads. It's a small hole. It's too small. Here. All right, here we go. All right. Now verify this pin. Okay. That's going to be white. Okay, so white. White is going to be number 2. Go fine. Okay. Okay. Now go to the other side. Let's try to find. Okay. So that pin there, brown, so let's write down Brown. One. Brown is going to be one. Okay. Fine. The next one. See if we can find the blue wire. Okay. That pin down there, black. Bottom. Okay. Four. Black is 4. Last but not least, blue. So I'm assuming that this is going to be blue. That's strange. So that's the bad wire. That's why we're changing it. Okay, try and find it. And that's why it's not working, because the blue connection, the negative, not connected. That's why we're changing it. So this pin, okay, that's white. Yep. Brown. Yep. This should be black. Okay. It should be beeping because the continuity should be there. That leaves us not but not least. That's why we're changing it out. That's going to be 3. So yeah, I was right. 1 is brown, 3 is blue, and black is 4. This sensor is the same exact sensor that is for our cylinder here. So I just have to hook up those colors to those pins on here to ensure we have signal. Because our negative, that's what happened, the negative wire, the blue wire, something happened, it's damaged. That's why we're changing it out. This one on, and put this one, just like that. You got that? So it comes with all these little pieces right here. Okay, so you got to put this little nut on first. Nut, then this part is what bites down, and then you got this little bushing. It's like a plastic sleeve, goes on like this, like that, and then you tighten this down, pretty much tightens up on the wire. There we go. It's already tight enough. Alright. We'll go ahead and terminate this wire. Gotta be very careful. Okay. Very careful. Like performing surgery, because if you cut it too close on the insulation, you just have to cut the wire again, and then you keep cutting and cutting and cutting until you're out of cable and you got to replace the whole cable. But we're not trying to replace the whole cable, we're just trying to replace the part where it's damaged. Okay? So technically, we're not using the white wire. We can just cut that off. I'm not going to use it. It's not in the circuit. It's not connected to anything, so it's safe. It's got no negative signal. It's got no positive signal. So if it touches anything, it's not going to really short because it's not connected to anything on both ends. So let's go ahead and see how much we gotta cut off. About that much. Okay. Got it. Okay. Stripping the wire. Alright. And brown and blues, universal all over the world, used for positive, and blue is negative. Like a universal color code for low voltage DC. These things are made in Europe, China, Italy. You know, Italy is in Europe. Pretty much all over the world they use the same color for low voltage and signal, but everybody's different. That's why you got to verify that the color goes to the right connector. So if I remember correctly, one is brown. Okay, look up brown. Okay, one is brown. Two is nothing. We got 3 is blue. Look at 3. Okay, look at 3. Ensure a good connection. Tighten that bitch down, but not too tight, because it's got a lot of mobility over here. A lot of movement. Okay, and then not but not least, black goes to 4. think it really matters. Oh yeah, I guess it does. It's got a little slot like a keyway. Gotta make sure that keyway goes into the connector correctly. Must be doing something wrong. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now it's not necessary to drop the just tighten it by hand. You don't need to use a wrench, no pliers to tighten these things down. Tighten it by hand. Don't use a wrench. You break it. Okay. Now, hook it back up. I think that's cross-thread too. Cross-threaded. So yeah, the sensor from people using a wrench to tighten it down have cross-threaded the sensor, so we have to replace the sensor too. It goes on like butter. Doing it by hand. You don't need to use a wrench. You're gonna break it, cross-thread it, keep turning and turning, boom, there goes the threads. Okay, so you're putting on the connector. You don't need to use a wrench. Well, this section right here, yeah, just a little snug with your wrench, crescent wrench, whatever size it is. But you don't need to He-Man, Hercules, tighten it, or else you're gonna strip it. Like they did to this one. That one's stripped. Can't even get the connector on. I could get it on the new one though, no problem. I'm just waiting for the guy to turn on the power. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the diagram right there. This is pretty universal diagram. Ground is usually 1, which is the positive. And okay, go ahead, turn on the power. So brown is usually positive, blue is usually negative, and you have the P, since it's P and P signal, we know it's going to be a positive output. So we have the signal. Schematic. In our application, it's not being used, but for whatever reason you have to hook up the white wire. It's usually white is usually normally closed. All right, That's it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Alright, there we go. And that's it. Now it's illuminating fine. Wiggle it around. Okay. And that's how you replace connector, 4-pin connector on a proximity sensor. Don't over tighten it. Don't use a wrench, just use your hand. Okay? That's it.